Today we're going to do the FNaF Part 3.
Well done. That's the right number of fingers. This video will have the excessive use of a smoke machine.
Kill the chicken!
Possibly a really nice way to start off, if we don't have too much smoke, is talk about the custom Lego MOC thing my son has made there. It's a jump scare baby and he's going to show us how it works. Look at that! Insert scream!
This is the idea I think of, like I should have done with Lego.
Yeah, that's basically when we opened up this pop, my son was so inspired to emulate this jump scare baby.
I took a photo and I built it with Lego.
Yeah, it's probably the wonderment of Lego, isn't it? For the fact you can do things like this. Mind you, Lego don't do FNaF toys. Ah, yeah, it's sort of awesome, isn't it? Nice little
More
thing.
smoke!
Oh no. Here's another Lego creation that my son had made here. Probably too much smoke. Can you explain that one to us, please?
This one is Ennard.
Can you explain more? Because it's got me totally perplexed.
Ennard is this, like, robot which doesn't have any skin.
Naked robot.
Well, it's not naked, but in the game he finds, like, there's this mask in your office, and then in one of the nights Ennard takes it.
Yeah. I actually played Sister Location this morning.
I know.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
Do you think I enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. But I very much like this here.
More
And
smoke!
yeah, I think the piece that we really had to fight for in our Lego collection to find
Is that one?
the hinging pieces, which is sort of the secret to it. If we turn this creation around, take a look at the good face inside there, and turn it around. Like, really, anyone can do this if you've got enough Lego. It's a bit like a 16-bit creation. That's why I could say it.
That took me 1 hour to build.
It didn't take that long. A lot of scratching around in the Lego boxes that we had inside. And we're just setting up both of the babies. That's the custom one and the pop figure, which we've lost the base of already. There they are, both in jump scare mode. Yeah. Like I said, that there is actually an excellent pop. $25, probably a lot cheaper overseas. What's the Baby Bell doing there?
Giving the ad. Here's the ad for Baby Bell. I love Baby Bell so much, I want to eat it. Dad, you said there will be no Baby Bell jump scares.
Well, I often don't tell the truth. What are we going to look at next?
The whole tire Donald Trump wall prop figures.
Oh, the wall of pops, which is over there. Oh my goodness me. Normally with the pop figures, my son will keep them in boxes. He's been very good with that, but he was so enticed by this one and this one here, the Jump Scare Foxy. They came out of box, but it was sort of nice because we got to see the toys clearly. I bought some at Kmart in Australia. They were on special at $10 a pop, no pun intended. And believe me, if you're picking these up for $10 a pop in Australia, that's actually a pretty good price. They're normally often double that price. Okay, there's something that I like about pop figures, and there's something I don't like. I don't like the fact that their eyes tend to be just a bit, well, lacking a detail, and that's why I liked the mini mystery vinyl figures. I'm getting smoked out here, because you get the nice eye details. I mean, that's the argument point, isn't it? Some people say that pop figures will increase in value, and you say you don't pull them out of box, you've got to keep them in box, and up the back we'll have a bit of a rumble through the collection that my son's got there with the smoke about to obliterate it.
Yeah! Yeah! It's a smoke tsunami!
Amazing. We can't see a thing.
Now we can.
We're just repositioning ourselves for a bit of a name that pop. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get this in one hit, and we'll be going up in a zigzag fashion, but we're going to start off at the bottom row, right over there at Cupcake. Okay, far away, go!
Cupcake Freddy, Golden Freddy.
That Golden Freddy, it says, summary, blah blah, exclusive thing 2016, whatever that means. Okay, next one.
Toy Freddy, which is going dark.
Okay, next one.
Springtrap,
which is a fluffy one.
Yeah.
Next one.
Blue Boy, which is very bad and dumb. Chica.
Yep.
Shadow Body.
It's sort of in the shadow there. Okay, next one.
Cupcake Freddy. Foxy.
Yep.
The Pirate. Nightmare Freddy.
And it says exclusive. What does that mean?
Not me, I don't know. Like
Sounds like a con. Well, keep going.
Shadow Freddy.
Yep.
Nightmare Freddy.
Okay, yep.
Jacko Chica.
Hang on, let's look at Jacko Chica. That's quite nice, isn't it?
I know.
Next one.
Nightmare Cupcake Freddy.
And that's a fluffy Freddy.
Yes.
Okay, it's a little bit different to the others. It's a fluffy, like a Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Bonnie.
Yep.
Toy Freddy.
Okay.
Nightmare Bonnie. Springtrap.
Oh, I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, keep going.
Nightmare Foxy.
Yep, going up
Nightmare
to.
Chica.
Ooh, we're nearly there.
Nightmare Freddy.
Yep.
Funtimes Foxy and the Iron Giant.
In there somewhere is the Iron Giant. Do you believe me? With car. Now there is one shout out I'm going to do to a staff person at Zing Pop Culture at Hornsby. You can see they've been bought at Zing because they got the green tags on there. I did pay for all these. I'm not giving anything. It's Brooke. And what Brooke did for me was she would say to me, hey Leo, there's this really nice one coming out, the Five Nights at Freddy one. And she would often let me know when they were going to be in store. And you've met Brooke, haven't you?
Yeah.
She's been very helpful to us, hasn't she?
Yeah, she said when was the Balloon Boy came out, and then we went to the shop and then we saw him.
Yeah, actually some of these were very, very tricky to find. But how much are they worth? I mean, there's this giant argument case with pop figures, and people saying you keep them in box and in the future they're going to be worth a lot of money. I'll be quite honest here, I think you'd be better off putting that money into Bitcoin or something like that, but hey, I know nothing about finances.
Well, who cares?
Well, you need to know about these things, young people like you, but what I am impressed with is you've actually kept these in box, which did surprise me right from the start, apart from the two that we've pulled out, and actually the ones that I pulled out over there, I just got for dressing down on my toy review table. They're not ones from my son's collection. I bought the cheapies at Kmart, but you've done very well to keep them in box. Well done.
Yeah.
Our smoke machine is obviously back on the back of the boxes here. I can hear Rubber Chicken too. Not that we can really see it, but it tells you of the other pops to collect. Now, one thing I noticed with the Five Nights at Freddy stuff is it just never ever seemed to stop. And I said to Brooke in Zing Pop Culture, I said, it has a feeling to me like they're really milking this for all they can get. Well, maybe you've got something to say on that, but I just saw the never-ending pop figures of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I just thought, crikeys, when is this ever going to stop?
It's going to stop until the future.
Because we didn't see it properly, I'd like to take a look at the Iron Giant pop, because it's one of my favourite films, and it really relates back to a music artist. There was a song many years back, A Friend is a Friend by Pete Townsend, and I think he was a producer behind this animation as well. I hope I'm correct in saying that. And let's take a look at this, because it's a fantastic film, and I'm sure this pop is going to be as good as the film, if I can get it out without Rubber Chicken, because I want the box. Now at the moment, apart from the smoke machine buzzing beside me, I can't see there's any more in this series, because on the back of the box it's just got that picture there. And let's take a look at the pop, which is going to reveal out of some mysterious smoke here. He'll never get a job in the film industry if he's that crazy with smoke. Well, we're just trying to remember the name of the little boy in this film. It's a very nice rendition, I think, of the robot, which was, under a good robot. No more smoke, please. And there was that car as well, and the thing, and the... Just go and watch the film. Believe me, it's a good one to watch. It's a very nice pop indeed. It was more one that that sort of fits into what I like, but my children like it as well. I just went in and spoke to my daughter and my wife, and it's Hogarth, we believe. And then we had an argument, was it Hogarth or Hogarth?
Have you seen a giant man, which is made out of metal? Because I'm a protector looking for them. Okay. And also, I went and grabbed the DVD. Excellent animation film, this one. A little bit old style, but there's nothing wrong with that. And to prove my point about Pete Townsend, who was an excellent songwriter, the guitarist of The Who, there it is, executive producer, Pete Townsend, and an executive producer is basically the person who puts a lot of money into the project and gets a nice return if it works out. Well, that successfully totally derailed this FNaF video, and I will get my Iron Giant back into its pop box here, and we'll pretend we never unbox it, so when we do try to flog it on eBay, or wherever, we'll just say it's mint in box. Nasty people, aren't we? In it goes, nice and gentle. I'm just looking at that tower of FNaF there, with the smoke pondering over it. How much would all that be worth, hey? Now, those two there, that was the sister locations, they were $25 a pop. And really, the bulk of those there, you can see $19. You might as well call that $20. It's $1 off $20. So, each 5 of them, it's basically $100, isn't it? Yeah. Wow, how much is that tower of FNaF worth? Well, how much do you think your tower of FNaF is going to be worth in 20 years' time?
$400.
$500, hey?
Yes.
Why don't we finish this video off a little bit differently? I'm going to go onto some online sites and I'm going to go and see how much these are selling for, hey? I'll pick off some high prices and I'll try and pick off some low prices as well. And maybe we'll all learn something along the way. Maybe we'll learn absolutely zero. Okay, I went onto eBay. I did a very simple search of Five Nights at Freddy's pop vinyl figures, and up came a whole bunch of results. Pages upon pages upon pages upon pages of results. Under the Buy It Now tab, these are the prices that you see flashing by here. Because I live in Australia, a lot of these sales are in the USA. There's also sometimes a shipping fee applied to these, but sometimes it's free of shipping, but then there'll be a higher price. So in the end, you always pay. But if ever I'm going to say buyer beware, this is the place to be buyer beware, because some of these sales are set up to make it sound like it's an exclusive pop or it's rare. There are the chase ones, which from what somebody told me on a previous video are a little bit more special. But from what I can see going on here, to me, much of this stuff is overpriced. And it may be like the Thomas and Friends area on YouTube where you see the same stuff being regurgitated over and over and over, waiting for someone to take the bait in a sense. That's what seems to go on these sites. One problem I've got with these pop vinyls is they are sort of a flash in the pan moment right now. The last couple of years have increased in popularity, sorry for the pun, but let's say in 5-10 years time you've got to ask yourself, well, where will they be then? There seems to be so many of these things about, and that's what really worries me. Maybe another way of saying it is, if you're trying to make a fortune in collecting pop vinyls, I'll give you a little tip, it's never going to happen. The problem I've got with these toys in being an investment is I do not hear a production run number. I asked about this in a previous video. Nobody could come back and say, oh, well, Leo, there's umpteen made of these, or there's only this many made of that one. I'll give you an example of something which is limited edition, and let's talk about Lego Mr Gold. Okay, there are only 5,000 made. Each one of those 5,000 had an individual number attached to it. As a crazy style of investment, you have to be very careful buying these. Possibly Lego Mr Gold will give you a return over a period of time. But sadly, wherever you find gold, there's also fake gold. There are plenty of people doing fake Lego Mr Golds, and this also applies to the pop vinyls. Sadly, the pop vinyl market is flooded with fakes. Anyway, maybe some of my audience have got some great stories of how much they flogged their pop for. Maybe someone got like treble the amount they paid for it. I'd love to hear if you've done that. Maybe the secret in collecting these pop figures and the Five Nights at Freddy's ones, and there's endless amounts of these, is have the whole number in the collection. And then possibly you've taken the heartache about someone else wanting the whole collection of pops. They'll pay a premium price. But you also have to keep the cardboard in pristine condition, never pull the thing out of the box, and keep it well away from the sun, because the sun will end up fading the box. In fact, the sad reality of collecting these correctly would be you need to put these in a dark container somewhere where the box isn't crushed and they're basically totally out of sight. But like any time you try to make money, there's going to be the crunch time. You've got to go and try and find a buyer. The biggest gamble, I feel, is in 20, 30 years' time, when you want to try and sell your whole collection at a grand price, will there be someone out there prepared to be interested in something that was popular way back then? And you're possibly up against 1,000 other people who thought exactly the same as you. For all I know, it may pull $1 million, it may pull zero. Maybe the audience can enlighten me on it. If you do collect pop vinyls or are thinking of collecting pop vinyls, there are some fantastic website resources that talk about price and price ranges and variations. And I think the nicest way to get into this is to collect it without thinking about money. I think a true collector never thinks about the value of their collection. In any style of marketplace, there are two forces at play, and there's another little thing that niggles that force. There is the price someone's prepared to sell something for, and then there is the price someone's prepared to pay for it. One very simple thing that many sellers do is they try to niggle your emotions, making you think that you need what they're selling. And from the many sales of pop figures that I see going on online, that's why I said right at the start when I started talking, buyer beware. I think a great example of the market trying it on is the Golden Freddy. What is it about gold things? It's got an estimated value of $28. There are some people who've paid a high price for this item. There are some people who've paid a much lower price for this item. But on eBay, there are some people trying it on. And yes, there are some people trying it on for nearly $100. So for a third time in this video, I'm going to say, buyer beware. And to finish off this video, I'm going to show you something out there. While I was researching the pop vinyl figures, this sale kept being forced in my face because eBay has a way of forcing the expensive stuff in your face. Did you notice that? You can see the price there. Apparently this pop has got a problem. There's a couple of problems with this sale. I have to blur out some parts of it as well because it's very rude. But in seeing this shows me the problems of eBay. And it will also let me say for a fourth and final time in this video, buyer beware.